How to gain weight fast. Hey, in this video I want to talk about how to gain weight fast. For years I thought that I was doing the right thing. I was eating so many calories without gaining any weight, right? Or at least I thought. Of course, calories are a big part of the equation, and generally you must be in a caloric surplus in order to gain weight. And that's what you want to be focused on, really. These 5 steps that I'm going to give you are 5 action points that's going to get you to consume more calories. If you follow the action points, you are going to gain weight. But make no mistake, as this study concludes, if you increase your calories by following these steps, for example, and don't get enough protein, you're just going to get fat. So the first obstacle is that your body is highly adapted. When you increase your calories, your body will automatically burn more calories. You may have noticed this by being more active, having more energy in general, and even fidgeting. Also, as this study shows us, when you eventually increase your weight, your body is going to burn more calories just to repair and maintain that extra weight. This is a huge reason why it's so hard to gain weight. We are basically doing something that our bodies do not want to do. So in the study, someone ate an extra cookie every day. In theory, we know that the cookie is 60 calories and a pound of fat is 3,500 calories. So he should gain 200 grams of fat every month and 2.7 kilos of fat every year. In reality though, this is not what happened. What happened was that sure enough he gained weight every month, but after a few years the person gained 2.7 kilos of fat and then the progress just stopped. So even though he continued eating the cookie every day, the extra calories required to maintain the extra tissue matched the calories from the cookie. So first you have a short-term adaptation and then you have a long-term adaptation. And the solution is simply to fight through these adaptations with something that increases your calories significantly and sustainably. Meaning it's easy to do, it's easy to consume, and it's like a habit. You can do it every day. First action point. Consume a 1000 calorie smoothie dessert after every dinner. So imagine taking all these ingredients that you don't want to eat, you take them, you mix them in a blender, and then what comes out is a tasty 1000 calorie smoothie, and then just drink it after every meal. How good is that? The reason I recommend smoothies as desserts is that they are sugary, and if they're sugary, they trigger your dopamine receptors so that it's not gonna be hard to drink them even after meals. One extra 1000 calories every day will definitely help you gain more weight. So you can just Google for recipes and find the recipes that you like, or you can check out my link below, which are 7 tasty smoothies with 1000+ calories. Second obstacle, you consume too much protein and carbs. So you don't really need that much carbs and protein right now, and by eating carbs and protein, you leave less space for fats, which are actually gonna give you the calories that you need. As mentioned in the beginning, fats have more than double the calories of carbs and protein. So what you want to do is to consume a little bit less carbs and protein and a lot more fats. For example, here's a study that compared high-fat snacks and high-protein snacks. So the conclusion was that high-protein snacks lead to weight loss because it makes you more full more easily. Even if the participants ate the exact same amount of calories, the high-protein people lost more weight because they were full after they were eating the snack, so they didn't eat much more after that. Remember, you do need protein in order to gain muscle instead of fat, but it's not a lot. For example, if you are 5'11" tall and weigh 140 pounds, you might want to consume 3000 calories and about only 140 grams of protein. There are many ways you can use fat in order to up your calories. Here are 2 methods that I recommend, that I benefit from. The first one, you can easily increase your diet by 1000 calories just by adding this list of foods to the food that you're already eating. And the second one, eat 1 to 3 high-calorie and high-fat snacks every day. So eating healthy fat is actually harder than it sounds like because it's not found everywhere. For example, you can't eat out and expect that the fats are good. The gold nugget here is that you can easily add 1000 calories every day to your diet, and that's gonna make a difference. just by adding these to what you're currently eating. Also, you can up your calories a lot by fatty snacks. You can Google and find snacks for yourself, or just check out the link below. Third obstacle, you drink before your meals and during your meals. So this is my favorite one. A lot of hard gainers try to gain weight and they drink a lot before meals and during meals. So I'm gonna tell you 2 reasons why this is a mistake. In this weight loss study, researchers saw that by drinking 2 glasses of water before a meal, the group lost 44% more weight than not doing so. This is because the water group were filled with water before eating, and so they became less hungry and they consumed less. By eating less, of course, they lost more weight. So right off the bat, we absolutely do not want to drink before meals. Second, drinking water during a meal and up to 30 minutes after a meal will dilute the gastric juice you have in your stomach. As your gastric juice becomes diluted, it's going to be harder for the gastric juice to digest the food. So what we want is that we want to digest the food as quickly as possible to be able to eat again. But if you dilute the gastric juice, then it's just going to take longer time. So what you want to do is to not drink water during meals and up to 30 minutes after meals. Third action point, don't drink anything before meals, don't drink anything up to 30 minutes after the meals, and drink 2 glasses of milk in between meals. Why milk? There's nothing better than milk and water. You can alternate between milk and water, but you should be drinking these 2 all the time. Milk will definitely help you grow with the calories it's going to offer you and the micronutrients. For this important point, don't drink before meals or during meals or even after meals. Drink in between meals and preferably drink milk also, not only water. Fourth obstacle. Society does not view weight gain as a problem as opposed to weight loss. If you don't have the psychology right, nothing will ever work. Even though it is just as unhealthy and damaging to be underweight than it is to be overweight, society only views obesity as a problem. This is what silently ruined potential for so many people. People treat weight gain as a non-urgent issue. As long as it's just a good thing and it's not an important thing, it will never happen. If you don't have peers pushing you, you're probably gonna lack the motivation to succeed. The reason is that many times you're gonna be forced to do stuff that you don't want to do. It's part of being an adult, it's part of everyday life, and it's part of gaining weight, especially. I've actually taken my time to write a whole article about workout consistency because it's the most important factor to your success, really. If you have the perfect meal plan, if you even have the perfect workout program, and you only stick to it to 1 month, then you're not going to come close to the results you want to achieve. Fourth action point, and it's really important. Surround yourself with people who have the same goals as you. Really, it's crazy not to do this when you have the internet in front of you. There's so many possibilities. First, when you work out, ask your friends. Don't work out alone. There's no reason to. Secondly, online, you can engage in fitness forums, fitness website, engage in communities. You can even join our Facebook group if you want to. All these are free resources that's going to make it so much easier for you to gain weight. For example, you're not going to be as lazy to go grocery shopping for the next smoothie. You're not going to be as lazy to go to the gym if you've decided to go there with a friend. Don't overlook this. This is a silent killer of progress. Fifth obstacle, relying on your feelings to tell you how much you've eaten, or you rely on a calorie calculator. A lot of websites have these calorie calculators that's supposedly gonna calculate how much calories you need. Hopefully by now you understand that the body is way too complex for a calculator like that to calculate how much you need. Also, your feelings are terrible indicators of how much you've eaten. It may feel like you've eaten a lot, but just because it feels that you've eaten a lot doesn't mean that it's true. This is a big sticking point, because as long as you feel that you've eaten enough, you always have your reason. You always have your, oh, I've eaten a lot today. Oh, it's already taken care of. But as soon as you track your progress, you're going to see where you're doing your mistakes. And when you see what mistakes you're doing, then you can correct it. So action point number 5, start tracking your consumption with an app and stop relying on feelings. So you can use something like MyFitnessPal, which is free, which will give you an overview of what you're eating. or you can just take note in your phone. Whatever you do, stop tracking, because if you don't, it's gonna come days where you just eat 2000 calories and it's gonna feel like you eat 3000 calories, but it's not the case. Don't delete your hard days of work just because of this. Start tracking now. And remember, change is not made with the perfect meal plan or the perfect workout. Change is made by taking enough action day after day. Because at the end of the day, you have to do something that you don't want to do. You have to do something that your emotions tell you not to do. There are even more tips I can give you, but really, if you don't do these super important action steps that I've given you, you're not going to get anywhere. So don't skip anything. Do every step, even though if it's not for you, do it anyway. Comment if you have any question and subscribe for more. Until next time.